was just
You
asking
must,
him, was it bigger
yeah.
than us? Because
No, it's
me,
not.
like, I
No,
just was always,
Was
I
it bigger
always
than
had a,
us?
yeah.
it's not. We just don't
Cause
want to unify and
I
you
had
Okay.
know.
a, like, I grew up in the South, and everybody grew up in the South. Me, you, Solo, Taj, Jamie, we all from the South. And the South was
Mhm,
a little bit different than the West Coast, like, we were taught, like, the white man, pretty much these motherfuckers are the devils. You know what I mean? So
mhm.
we wasn't taught to trust them.
Right.
So I just have that kind of, like, I don't know how to explain
Now,
it.
well, I know, I got you, baby. I mean, is that's
I
the
just feel
mentality I grew
like,
up with.
because
That's
I
the
know black
mentality.
men,
So yeah, when you learn
and
that
I
in middle
yeah.
school, yeah, you just move through the world like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mentality I was taught as well, and that's how I've been moving ever since. I only deal with the ones that's cool with me. I don't go out my way to befriend them, and that's it. Now I
I just
want the
want to say
woman.
one more thing when Todd's finished.
That's it.
I just want to say, like, I know black men, right? But the thing about it, I don't think black men know themselves. And I know the strength in black men. I see it all the fucking time. Even our black women, like, they turning us against each other. They turning the men against each other. They fighting night and day. And I know our strength. And that's when I gave a certain specific number. We don't even need that many black men to overpower. The white man, like the conservative white men, no. When it comes to really going to war, they don't want that smoke with us. They know that they're not going to win. They know that they're going to be defeated because they know who you are. They study you night and day. They don't only study your behavior, they study your fucking DNA. They know how carbon is activated. They know these things scientifically wise. They know who you are. Just like when you watch that movie Get Out, when he was telling dude, bruh, you don't know. We know. You don't know. So that's when I was telling y'all earlier. I saw one brother. He was about the same height and size as Jamie. It was on YouTube. It was him and one more other black dude was fighting like five white boys. This one black dude knocked out all five white boys by his fucking self, dude. And I'm like, look at the power, the strength. Just what? And they was coming at him and he was dropping them. And he wasn't even big. So I'm just saying, like, we have it. No, if it's well, it is sorcery that they're using against us. And
No, no, Cairo, and so let's go. And I'm hesitant to speak on this because I don't have no experience on it, but I have a lot of homeboys who do. When you go to the prison system, everything is divided on racial lines, and that shows you the power right there. So you got the brotherhood over here. You got everybody in a racial groups, and no racial group is really dominating the other. It's a respect factor. Like, yeah, if you hit one of ours, we got to hit one of yours, and that's just the reality in the prison system throughout this country. So if one race group was way more dominant than the other, you would hear about it. So it's like we got that example to pull from. So it's not like, what I mean? It's that I think that's the best evidence we have that, yeah, we just not, because one thing about that system, our people and everybody other human race group, they know they got to stick with their group. You almost can't play, you can't play both sides. So I think that's some of the best evidence that, as that song say, when words come to words, my people come first, and everybody clings to their people. And it's a respect factor. I'll leave it there. So since everybody quiet, it's
I
not
think when I
like,
was in a woman
well,
prison,
mhm.
well, when I was in a woman prison, this is what it was. Like, no other race wanted smoke with black people. They didn't want that smoke. But they knew that united, they were stronger than us because they knew we didn't have unity. So that's how we would get defeated, because we didn't have unity. They had unity. It was no, oh, I'm the biggest or I'm the baddest. It's like we unified. But with black women, they always end up with going against each other because one always wanted to be the most dominant one. With other
So I'm glad,
races, you didn't
yeah.
see that with them.
Okay. So I'm glad you said that part, because that's not the case. And we would have to get somebody who could speak from experience from the black man side. Cairo, that's not the case when it comes to black men. And that's as far as I'll go, because I can't speak from experience. The furthest I've been is the county jail. I've never been to a state prison or a federal prison. So I'm not about to speak about their lifestyle, but what I can say with confidence from people who I know who've been through both systems, what you just said about the female experience, that's not the case with the male experience.
They
And
click
that's as
up.
far as I go. That's definitely not the case. I got cousins who've shared stories of having to pop off on somebody from another race group based off respect. So disrespect, that's punishable by death in systems like that. So they know they know what. The main point I'm making is, if one race group was just super inferior, it would be total dominance. They wouldn't even be able to gather. And this is by constitutional law. It's the only law where, because remember, United States, it's not even legal to segregate based off race, except when you go into a prison system. I think it's called, I forgot the reason, like a compelling interest or something like that. So where they say, hey, we got to do this because it's just going to be.
But why do they do that?
Necessary.
But why do they do that?
They do that because it's the only case where they allow it to legally. Remember this, we live in a country it's against the law to segregate, but you can legally segregate in the prison system because they know a race war can break out. So they don't do that just socially. They have the legal constitutional force to say, no, we gotta separate. This prison system is so bad, we have to separate by race, or else it'll be a race war. And the main point I'm making is, from what I've heard from people who've been through systems like that, it's all about respect, y'all. Ain't nobody laying down. And we can have another conversation about who's the most dominant when it really comes down to it, but it's really about respect. Every race.
I'm glad you made that point.
Yeah. Hey, come on, Cairo. You told me you got family members that them. Ask them. They'll
That's
tell you.
I'm glad you made that point because I wanted to ask you guys this. Because living in New York is just like that, how you described. Everything is balanced. So it's no one race that over dominates other race, but it's ran perfectly. And it brings back to my thing, because you got Caucasian people here, and that's why it gets confusing, because it's like you got Caucasian people here that don't have a racist trace in their fucking bones. Like, they will literally stand up and defend your ass. You know what I mean? Here. And it was shocking to me coming from California to come in here, and it's like, damn, like, white motherfuckers here have your back. They're ready to go to war for you. So it's confusing, because it's just confusing, because I've experienced that here.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced it.
That's why I was saying that if the 100,000 of us was to decide that.
Oh yeah, you did say that. You said white people will be with us.
There's gonna be a lot of white people that stand with us. I promise you. That's
right. Because that's true, and that brings
so
it back
are there
to
a
my
lot
point.
of the ones from the Caribbean, some certain Mexicans and stuff.
Right,
right. It's gonna happen.
Right. I do believe that, because I experienced that here, and I tripped out off of it, and I experience here all the time. And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to try to be racist now, because I done experienced white motherfuckers that really have your back. That ain't on no racist shit.
Yeah, no, the Northeast, specifically New York, is the conscience of the country, really. Before we even break it down into race groups, like you can go through hip hop and see that. Like, the first conscious rappers came out of New York. They deserve that credit. You know, regardless of what the rap map is right now. I could name drop groups, because I grew up to a lot of them. Brand, Nubian, X-Clan, they've been conscious of it. Mm-hmm. So the white folks in the Northeast knew they couldn't make a New York nigga drop his head easy. No, they gonna look you dead in your eyes and match your wit word for word, and damn near school you on some shit. We got to give our New York family that credit. At least I would.
You know what else is crazy?
What?
I want to make sure this is the truth, but as far as I can remember off the top of my head, I don't think I ever met a New York nigga I didn't like.
They all
I
cool.
always got along with them.
They cool as fuck, Jamie. The women too. The women here, you know, in California, they be hating. The women here don't do that shit.
Yeah.
They don't hate on you or nothing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful here.
I had it was love from me, and it was love from them.
It's beautiful here. And another thing I want to add to Taj's point, when he said they're the most conscious, because if you think about all of the abolitionists, majority of them, Malcolm X, Red Fox, Marcus Garvey, all of them motherfuckers over here. And one more thing, when the East Coast, the West Coast was perming their hair, over here, these brothers was rocking afros and dreads. They wasn't doing the permit in the Jerry curl.
Right.
So it's deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
If you allow history to be the judge, it's gonna show you what. Yeah, them brothers up there, they definitely deserve that credit.
The women too. I got
the women too.